nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the back. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
3rd down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. Looking to pass, it's Warner. Quickly complete. That's infield, he's got room. Big pickup on that one, they'll mark him out at the 40. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, Jesse, what would you have done to try to throw Pollock off a little bit on a stage like this?
In our opening 10-play script, I would have had David Pollock cut blocked, maybe even double-team high-low, chop blocked on every single play early.
Which is illegal. You bet. That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I guess in retaliation to that, we would have just roughed the passer over and over, taking the 15-yard penalty. That's what's fun about this, Reese. It's petty. It's sometimes it crosses the line of dirty, but that's why rivalries are so fun.
And the Gators are flying down the field. On the ground, it's Clark. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26.
And those body blows really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4-yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Dropping back, it's Warner. Starting to feel a little pressure. Intercepted in the first drive, ends with a pick. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And the first drive of the game, this defense does it again. They had 2 last week. They get another one early. This defense has been flying around, ball hawking the football.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10.
Nice job on defense there against the power play, plugging up the middle of the field, forcing the ball carrier to try to get to the outside, but they used their speed and tackled him for a loss.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Scanning the field, it's Carr. Throws to the tight end. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. And the Canes will call on their punt team.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
He's off to an awesome start this season. Had a sack in the last game, gets his 1st sack right now. I think he has a chance to be a huge focal point in this defense moving forward. But let's just worry about what's happening now. This offense has to find a way to slow him down.
And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
Man, this defense has been so impressive to watch. Look at him get to the quarterback, get the sack. They play so fast. It's like they have 12 men on the field. Another good performance going down right now. Coming off of last week, putting a goose egg on the board against their last opponent.
They'll have to do a better job of protection this time after that 3rd down sack. Set them back, but they'll go for it here. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete.
That is a great job by this defense, coming up big on 4th down. When it matters the most, you could tell they were dialed in. They knew they were going to throw the football. The defense was locked in on the quarterback. Great job defending the pass, forcing the incompletion on 4th down.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive would be more productive. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still, just a very short gain.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, it's Carr. The short hands, it's Carr. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
And the Canes come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
We got all these fancy pass plays and all these fancy formations and shifts and motions. And all this stuff you make me think about as a defensive guy. And then you slip that in. Really nice job by the offense, hitting you with the draw, with the unexpected. Nice job getting a big game.
Pulled down at the 29 after getting 5.
Ooh, and I love the running back here. Running into the blitz, he saw the extra defender. He was able to put his foot in the ground and make a miss. That was a good play.
And the Hurricanes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. From the gun, running back on the move. He's inside the 15. And he picked up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
The run to the left. Runs through a tackle. He's shoved out of bounds right at the 6-yard line as they were able to at least keep him out of the end zone. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Grab behind the line. It's Hill. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the 2nd quarter. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down.
42 Spider.
To the air, it's Carr. Somehow fits it into a host of defenders. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
And listen, that's not a surprise. Obviously, they want to throw the football on 3rd down to try to get a first down, but it got absolutely nowhere. Great job by the defense, rallying up and actually getting a tackle for a loss.
Not a chance. Missed it. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, and couldn't do it.
And that's frustrating. I mean, you put a drive together, you're in scoring zone. Like, this is a green zone. You should be making all of these kicks, these short field goals, the chip shots. Kickers have to come through. They got to do their job.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Receiver comes in motion. The flag and another delay of game penalty. They do know there's a play clock up, right? The give to the running back from the shotgun. Never underestimate the power of moving forward and creating breathing room as they mark it at the 17.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Oh, they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go. From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Wants to throw. It's Warner. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's cut.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
The Gators will punt it away on 4th down. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. Comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They built up some time of possession with that last drive, but couldn't turn it into points with the missed field goal. We'll see if they... There he goes! Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
Nice job getting outside, right? Those running backs, they get on those tracks, they run outside. Now they're in the open field. It's so tough. Those safeties are flying down, try to get an angle, but you could tell the speed sets him up, makes the big play out to the left.
The Hurricanes, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Takes it the other way. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Line gets set, 1st down. Back to pass, it's Carr. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, K. He got a step and just dusted the field. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like
extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, back to your game in a moment, but first we have to show you how the script is being written here. San Diego State is down right now, but this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born in Snapdragon Stadium today. They're trailing by just 4 to Missouri. This one has actually kind of exceeded expectations. Always a memorable chapter in the book of college football.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. That Gator ground game is lurking in the murky waters, and it has been most effective.
Yeah, and we've seen them in the past, man. When Florida's really cooking, they've got some good backs. They've got some good balance, but they've got some physicality, and that's what you want to see from this unit.
That pass is incomplete.
I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll leave it with him. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's 3rd and short. Looking to throw, it's Warner. Quarterback extends the play. He's got it inside the 30. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
And he tacks on the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they close the deal with a 58-yard touchdown pass. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. Handoff to the lone back. Oh, he's got some space. Nice pick up on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks for the first down. No matter who's been leading the program, Miami always wants to be able to run the ball with some physicality.
It starts everything. You line of scrimmage starts everything. That attitude starts everything. And the U is known for attitude. And when they play physical, they've got great teams.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Might as well give it to him again. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
The Canes can really attack on this second and short. The run from the shotgun. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This is an offense that really relies on its running game on that second down call, giving it to the back, letting him find a way to go get it first.
And the Canes will line it up on 1st and 10. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. He'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
I think the toss does a really good job of getting the football on the edge quickly. You know, you toss it out there to the running back. You better block the defensive end. That's priority number 1. Good job blocking the defensive end, getting a nice positive game on the toss ball.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already got the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. To the air, it's Warner. Quickly complete. He's out of bounds, and they'll say he got it to the 45. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. The Gators in a good spot here with 2nd and short. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
I'll tell you, this running back, he's running behind an offensive line that is playing in unison right now, doing a great job communicating pre-snap. They're getting hats on hats in the run game.
Looking to throw on first down. The little soft flip pass falls incomplete.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now, why they're trailing on the scoreboard, is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. From the gun. Give on the inside. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And as he throws, the ball goes right to the ground, incomplete.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice Nice job blanking the receiver out wide. The defense, you can tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Handoff from the gun. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. And the Canes can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Gives it to the back on the draw. He never had a chance on the draw. Tackled almost as soon as he got the ball.
Well, the defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the second quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
And the Hurricanes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. Complete in the middle. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Looking for a man. It's Carr. Quick completion on the out. It's a seam line.
It's so nice as a quarterback. It's not just your receivers that are dangerous after the catch. How about the yak ability by this tight end? He's a guy that can stretch the field. He can make DBs miss, and he's got speed. He's a generational talent who's really helping out this offense.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. South Carolina is ruling the roost right now. What an offensive showcase today. They can't be stopped. They're up by 38 over Appalachian State. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. To the air on first down. He lost one down the sideline. Snags it down the right side. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. And the Gators want to pick up the tempo. Looking downfield on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Pulls it in. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. To throw, it's Warner. Quick completion on the out route. He'll be run out of bounds right at the 25.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So that out route's there if your QB can put some air on it and throw it outside of the guy. But tight coverage, but a really nice throw on that out route.
Back to throw, time running short in the half. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. Holding on the offense, accepted, so they'll back up and go at it again. The Gators now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Motion from the wideout. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. The delay of game pushes the offense back. Offense gets set for second down. Play action. Blasted as he lets it go. Intercepted on first half turnover can swing momentum. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up for the big play.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
Looking to throw, it's Carr. A little screen to the running back. On his feet at the 40. Turning it on. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They picked up an explosive play on a running back screen.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
Good pick up a little bit short of the sticks. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to throw on third down. Throws for the tight end. He makes a grab. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. From the gun. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
Well, the game plan's been pretty simple offensively, right? They are taking shots, and they're being aggressive throwing it down the field. This guy's already got 2 touchdown passes. We're still in the first half. And on that last one, he was looking for number 3.
Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. Distance not the problem here. The angle is a little tricky. Right down the boulevard. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Just about set to get this second half underway. chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12.
29 Philly.
Dropping back, it's Carr. Snagged out of the air. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Third down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle, it's Moore. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure it to first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to throw on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
We know about this running back's versatility. He's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Makes the catch. It's Moore. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it. They're short of the 1st down.
The thing I like about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
They got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Carr. Pulls it in. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what we saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player. And we're going to...
There he goes. Touchdown, Miami. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it back looking for help. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down.
team is not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something on the board.
It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
And this offense has got to find a way to get some gimmies, some layups, some screens. They need some yaks, some yards after the catch. They got to find some guys that can make some plays for this offense because it's just boom or bust. There's not a lot of consistency. They got to put some first downs together, put some drives together, be more consistent.
Back to throw, it's Warner. Looking to the big tight end. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. Touchdown, King! What a play! Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. South Carolina is lighting up the scoreboard right now thanks to a dazzling offensive display.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
They'll run it from the gun. Pass escapes him still on his feet. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing point.
And his throw is incomplete.
Well, coming out in the second half, they knew they needed to throw the ball to have success, and they have not yet found a completion here in the third quarter. This quarterback has got to be able to find a way to get himself back in rhythm.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. To the air, it's Warner. Forced out of the pocket. He's got it at the 30. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. The Gators want to crank the tempo. Looking to throw on first down. On a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. They'll throw it from the red zone. Grabbed in the middle. It's Montgomery. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Someone moved a little early, and the offense will go backward. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Gonna look downfield again. Bring in the heat. Got it in the middle. It's Jackson. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
And we haven't called his name a lot, and I think this offense, they need to find a way to continue to manufacture touches for the big tight end. And I don't care how you do it. I don't care where you line him up. He's that good, and if I'm this offense, I'm going to find him more often.
Maybe some confusion on the snap count. It's going to be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They've got it in field goal range, but they'll try to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. Looking downfield, it's Warner. He's got his man across the middle. He gives him a fresh set of downs, and this one will be 1st and goal from the 6. He's looking to throw. Trying to pull his way in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Touchdown, Gator! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And this quarterback really does a great job of seeing the defense, seeing what kind of coverage they're in. And I think when this offense goes empty and they spread the defense out, it just makes it so much more simple for the QB to see what the defense is doing pre-snap and then post-snap. You can tell he's playing in a great rhythm right now because he's seeing the field, and these empty sets are really helping him out.
Here comes the 2-point try. The snap sets up the throw. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Starts from their own 25-yard line. The give to the single back. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the running back. Gets it past the marker. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside. And David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This QB has been so comfortable all day long. Obviously having a ton of success. You've got to affect him. You've got to put some hits on him, those body blows, so you can make him wear out and physically feel you. This is the first time really getting to him. This defense needed this bad.
Looking downfield, it's Carr. Shoots it to the left. Makes the grab. It's Moore. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a 1st down, and we'll see if they get another play off here in the 3rd. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They go back to work with a 1st down in the final period of this one. Handoff to the single back. Got the 1st down. Looking for more. Running it inside the 30 and finally out of bounds at the 27.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching. Keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And I like changing things up. I like trying new things. Handing it to the tight end, that's something you don't see very often. A little creativity. Now, there was negativity in the end, but I like the creative thought process of trying to get somebody else the football.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. Rides the back and leaves it. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force him into a field goal try. Give to the back. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They'll play it safe and try for 3. And he'll need a little distance and to bend it just right. A 41-yarder from the left hash. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. Well, the field goal didn't quite make it through, but still an 18-point game.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Finds a man on the right. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Back to pass, it's Warner. Wide open downfield. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down.
And that's kind of crazy. I didn't think that would happen coming into this football game. I didn't think we'd get in the fourth quarter and just call his name. This offense, man, he is a big play, dynamic weapon. They got to continue to get him the ball more because he can make enormous plays for your offense.
And the Gators will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Lets it fly. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
At this point in the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Now inside 4 minutes to go here on 2nd down. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Can't get it to the ground.
How about the play by the speed back? You think about speed, you think about breaking ankles. He broke the tackle because he's so fast, moving so fast, hard to get the guy on the ground.
The Gators really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Looking to throw for it. Catch in the middle, it's Clark. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. And that can really take the wind out of a defense's sails when you convert with a 4th down completion.
Great chemistry there between the quarterback and his target. 4th down, you got to have it. You got to be on the same page, and they were there.
They're working that left side. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
To the air, it's Warner. He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown, Florida! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable. Because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
And right down the middle. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. LSU is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in Death Valley for some time. They're up by 28 over UTSA. We've got our eye on this one and everything else what's going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. A really nice job methodically driving down the field the last time they had it, but the missed field goal ruined the drive. Past the first down marker and still running. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. A productive play is one that it gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
This is an area of the game on offense you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run.
They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. The give to the tailback. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. That's caught. It's green. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
This running back is a weapon. Not only is he going to hurt you in the run game, but they're going to throw it to him, and they're going to throw it to him on 1st down, 2nd down, and 3rd down, as you saw right there.
The Hurricanes have it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
With the clock running, this should be the final play. From the gun, the running back looking for room. And after the short gain, that is going to put this one in